So it shouldn't be hard to top that last performance because those guys got like zero laughs. Like I didn't hear one laugh in that whole performance. Um, so when I was a kid, me and my brothers used to make fun of each other for being gay, and my mom, she would always get super mad at me. She's like, "Don't call your brother gay, or he's gonna start to believe it." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure if that's how you turn people gay, then everyone will be gay. But if I do happen to turn him gay, I'll tell a bunch of straight jokes until he turns back. So just fucking relax, mom." So it became my goal in life to tell a gay joke that was so funny that my mom couldn't help but laugh at it. So we're about to go to a wedding. She asked us if we're ever gonna get married. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll get married someday." And my little brother's like, "Nah, I'm never getting married." So I put my hand on his shoulder. I said, "Don't worry, one day they'll pass the gay marriage law." And my mom busted up laughing. But now my little brother's gay. And all the straight jokes in the world don't seem to turn him back, so. My brother's not really gay, and he really fucking hates that joke. But I did a show one time, and his ex-girlfriend happened to be in the crowd, and she came up to me after the show, and she was like, "Is your brother really gay?" I was like, "Yeah, you fucked him up." Did you guys have an imaginary friend when you guys were kids? I did. His name was Jesus. I eventually grew out of him, but the funny thing is, like, my parents still play along. Like, I'm not 8 anymore. You guys can drop it, you know? Like, they used to always make fun of me when I'd go to school. They'd be like, "Is your imaginary friend here right now?" And I'd be like, "Jesus is everywhere." I'm going to name my kid Jesus just for this joke, and then I'll probably abandon him. But just so, like, the first day of school, like, they can call his name, and they'll be like, "Hey, Zeus." And he'll stand up in a white robe and Birkenstocks and be like, "Actually, it's Jesus. But I forgive you." So I'm like super fucking poor. Like they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but no health insurance works pretty well for me. It sucks being a broke comic, but I also have a terrible, terrible fucking memory. Like I can't remember anything. Like I was at work one time. I used to work at a restaurant, and this lady came up to me and she asked me what the happy hour specials were. I said, "We don't have happy hour specials on Saturdays." And she looked at me all fucking crazy, and she goes, "It's Tuesday." You know, like some people are off by a day, but I was off by as much as you can possibly be off by, you know? That's why I don't think it's fair that my girlfriend gets mad at me because I can't remember her birthday, you know? Like, I try as hard as I can, but it gets lost in the recesses of my brain. But to be fair, I've been celebrating Memorial Day my whole life, and I can't even tell you what fucking month that's in. Like Veterans Day, no fucking clue, you know? Like, these holidays have been around since I was born. We've only been dating for 7 years. Let me get these holidays down first, and then I'll work on remembering your birthday, you know? Like, it's like I barely know when Christmas is, and that's just because I wouldn't be a very good Christian if I didn't know the day that Santa died on the cross. It's like I even bought these pills to help with my memory, but the problem is most days I just forget to take them, so it doesn't really do me any good. So I turned 27 not that long ago, and I always thought at 27, you know, I'd be like married, but I just have a lot left to live for. You know, and I always thought I'd want to have kids, but I still have dreams, you know, like, you know, and it's like they always say that having a kid is like a miracle, but I think when your girlfriend is late and gets her period, that's a true fucking miracle right there. Like, I even get religious in those moments and thank God, you know. But like all my friends that are married, they're like broken men, you know, like their wives got them on an Atkins diet. Like they can't get drunk with their friends anymore. And on top of that, like their wives don't even sleep with them, you know, and like, but if you ask them what the best day of their life is, they'll still say it was their wedding night. And the girl always thinks that's super romantic. But that was just the last day he got to eat cake, get drunk with his friends, and fuck you all on the same night. And it's like my friends, they don't really have trophy wives. They're more like participation award wives, like the wife you get just for showing up and playing the game. Shit. So I believe in equality. You guys believe in equality? And that is why I punch girls. Like it'd be sexist if I took a little bit off, right? You know, like I was telling this guy the other day in the parking lot that, and he's like, "You can't punch girls. They're smaller and weaker than you." I was like, "That's the most sexist thing I've ever fucking heard." Like, I can't hang out with that fucking asshole anymore. So I watched a lot of Netflix. I was watching Edward Scissorhands the other days. You guys like that movie? I love that movie, but every time I see it, I'm like, it's gotta suck to be Edward Scissorhands. Like, I don't think it'd be so bad to have scissors for hands. I think it would just suck not to have a penis. Because I'd cut it off masturbating. Felt like I had to connect that dot for you guys. I was reading an article not too long ago about Justin Bieber, and he went to the Anne Frank house, and he went through the tour and signed the book at the end of the tour. And he said, "I wish that if Anne Frank was still alive, that she'd be a believer," which is a Justin Bieber fan. And everyone thought that was a super insensitive thing to write, but I started to think about it. I was like, you know what? If Anne Frank was still alive, she would probably wish Justin Bieber died in the Holocaust. Like a bunch of idiots following another idiot is what got her in the attic in the first place. All right, applause break on the Bieber joke. All right, so have you ever started to date a girl and then a couple months into it, she tells you some crazy shit she decided not to disclose in the beginning of the relationship? You know, she waits until you're sucked in a little bit. Well, I was dating this one girl, and a couple months into it, she tells me she's bulimic. But I only date anorexics. Like, bulimics still retain a lot of water weight, and their breath is usually really bad from all the stomach acid. You know, and I admire anorexics because they know perfection's impossible, but they'll still strive for it until the day they die. She liked it. But I liked this girl a lot, so I kept dating her for a couple months, but every time she'd go to the bathroom, it just bothered me more and more. Like, all I could think is, does she know how much that Hot Pocket cost? Like, stop wasting my money and get a real eating disorder already. Like, what the fuck? I told that joke at a bar one time. This lady came up to me after the show all fucking pissed off. She's like, "My friend's anorexic." I was like, "Good, give her my phone number. I'll take her out to watch me eat." She didn't like that one either. Oh. Sorry, my nose is running. But all right, I got one more and I'll get out of here. So back in the day, they used to think when you had a headache, demons were trying to escape from your skull. So they would drill a hole in your head so the demons could escape, you know? And that's just ridiculous to me. But I think it's even more ridiculous that my friends think the cure for alcohol poisoning is to draw a bunch of penises on my face. Like, we actually had a friend die of alcohol poisoning one time. I was like, I guess we just didn't draw enough penises on his face. But at least his mom had a good laugh when she went to identify the body. So there's a silver lining to that story. It didn't really happen. Don't fucking worry. All right. All right, my name's Waddle. That's my time. Thanks for listening to me. You're a trooper.